Wednesday, July the 8th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here along with you in the Weather All at Once Forecast Center this morning. There's the Fury 325 cam early this morning, courtesy of carowinds.com. And it's a warm and humid start to the day, 76 degrees as I'm cutting the video here during the 5 o'clock hour around the Charlotte area. Temperatures yesterday up into the low 90s in many spots, even up to 94 in Columbia. 93 in Charlotte and Fayetteville, even Boone up to 80 degrees. Around the Triad area, it was upper 80s to around 90 or so yesterday afternoon. Low to some mid-90s in the Charlotte area yesterday. 94 in Gastonia, 95 in Monroe and Wadesboro. Hot day and a humid day, too. Those humidity levels were and are pretty sky high across the region. Mountains in the 60s. Once you get outside of the mountains, a lot of 70s on the board this morning, and we're not alone. A lot of 70s all across the southern and southeastern part of the country, and it's 80 in New Orleans and 81 in Dallas, 82 in Houston. It is definitely a midsummer looking morning and midsummer feeling morning out there across the region. Not a ton of shower and thunderstorm activity yesterday. This was the radar perspective as we went through yesterday afternoon and the evening. Certainly the best clustering of thunderstorms in coastal plain areas of South Carolina and into southeastern Georgia. No formal storm reports across the Carolinas yesterday outside of a waterspout report off of the Isle of Palms, and certainly your more widespread thunderstorm activity that caused some severe weather off to the north and west of us. All right, onto the current radar perspective. Just some very light rain showing up on the radar in parts of West Virginia and the mountains. But I think a little better setup today of seeing a few showers and thunderstorms. And there's some rain, most of it pretty light, up into the Virginias, and then arcing back into some decent thunderstorms that have been occurring in parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. The bottom line is basically a disturbance rolling our way, and that should give us a little better chance this afternoon of a few showers and storms. Pretty persistent and basically stationary band of moderate to heavy rain in Texas and Oklahoma, causing some flooding issues there. A few social media images from yesterday. This is up near the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. Decent looking shelf cloud there with that incoming thunderstorm. Nelson County, Kentucky. That damage at a warehouse was due to a wet microburst yesterday afternoon, and had some storms that looked like that back in Kentucky yesterday. And again, that's where things were more active. Let's talk rainfall numbers here. In terms of the Charlotte area, you're about 4 inches below average since the beginning of the year. Approaching 5.5 inches of rainfall deficit in the Greensboro area, the PTI airport. So you do have some moderate to abnormally dry type of drought conditions in place across portions of North and South Carolina. The more significant drought issues down into southern Georgia and northern Florida. You have a couple of spots of some severe drought conditions down there. Bottom line is the southeast could use some widespread soaking rains, especially in Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas, but that's just not in the cards. It doesn't look like here over the next week or so. But today will feature a better chance of some afternoon storms. There's your surface map. The main frontal boundary well off to the northwest of us, but as a disturbance arrives, I think a decent chance this afternoon of seeing some shower and thunderstorm activity out there during the heating of the day. And it will be a fairly hot day. There's your highs across the region this afternoon. Tomorrow, back to mainly dry weather. You notice not a whole lot in terms of precipitation showing up once you get away from coastal plain of South Carolina, so it looks like a hot one for your Thursday. There's your highs across the region. Certainly a hot and steamy day. Friday, not a lot of rain chances, maybe an isolated shower or storm. That's about it. Look at there, and look at there. There's your Friday highs across the region. Basic idea is this upper-level ridge overhead through the end of the work week, and that begins to shift westward over the weekend, but it's still close enough that even though the core of the heat, the hottest temperatures move back toward the southern plains, it is still going to be hot this weekend. There's your Saturday highs across the region. Only an isolated coverage of storms. Same deal on Sunday. There's your Sunday highs, and the heat marches on into early next work week, too. There's Monday afternoons, high temperatures. Tropical update time, still quiet. Nothing really happening at all of interest in the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean Sea, and the vast majority of the Atlantic Ocean remaining very, very quiet as well. A little upper level low northeast of the Bahamas, but that is not showing any signs of trying to become a tropical system. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great day, stay cool, and God bless.